Hello guys, welcome back to Mr. English Talks. Today we're answering a big, simple question in a friendly way. What is the internet? You use it every day to study, chat, watch videos, buy things, and work. But what is it really? Where is it? Who controls it? And how does one message travel across the world in seconds? I'll explain with easy language, clear pictures in your mind, and practical tips so you can use the internet wisely, safely, and powerfully. Think of a huge city map with millions of roads. The internet is like that map, but for information. It is a global network of networks that connects billions of devices, phones, laptops, TVs, smartwatches, cameras, servers, so they can talk to each other. There is no one big computer at the center. Instead, there are many networks joined together by common rules for communication. These rules are called protocols. The most important ones are TCP/IP. You don't have to remember the letters. Just remember this. Protocols are the traffic laws of the internet. They tell data how to move from one place to another safely and in the right order. Now imagine sending a long letter. You don't put the whole book into one envelope. You cut it into many small pages and send them separately. That is how the internet sends information. Your photo, your email, your video, they are all broken into tiny pieces called packets. Each packet is labeled with the from and to address, and then the packets travel through many paths across the world: undersea cables, fiber lines, cell towers, satellites. When they arrive, your device puts the pieces back together in the right order. This is why a video can play smoothly even if it traveled through many different paths. How does your phone or computer connect to this giant road system? At home, you usually have a modem and a router. The modem is the door to your internet service provider, ISP. The router is like a traffic controller in your home. It creates your Wi-Fi so your devices can join the network without cables. When you use mobile data, your phone connects to a nearby cell tower. From your home or tower, data travels on fiber optic cables. Many of these cables run under the ocean between continents. Yes, most of the internet is physical glass fibers, cables, and machines in buildings called data centers. The cloud is just a friendly name for other people's computers in those big data centers. Every device on the internet needs an address. This address is called an IP address. It's like a house number for your device so data can find you. Because numbers are hard to remember, we use names like MrEnglishTalks.com, a special phone book called DNS, Domain Name System, translates names into IP addresses. When you type a website name, your device asks DNS, "What is the number for this name?" DNS answers with the IP address. Then your browser can send packets to the right place. Here is what happens when you tap a link. Your browser checks DNS for the IP address of the website. It opens a connection to a server, a powerful computer, at that address. It sends a request using HTTP or HTTPS. The S means secure, which protects your data with encryption. The server replies with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are the building blocks of web pages. Your browser reads this code and draws the page you see. If it's a video, your device keeps asking for small pieces of the video and plays them one by one. This all happens so fast that it feels instant. Many people use the words internet and web as the same thing, but they are different. The internet is the network, the roads. The web is one service on the internet, the websites and pages you see in a browser. Email is another service. Messaging apps are another. Online games, video calls, file sharing, all these are services that use the internet roads to move data. Who runs the internet? No one person or company owns all of it. Many organizations own different parts: ISPs, cloud companies, universities, governments, and backbone providers. There are also groups that create and maintain the standards, like the IETF for Internet Protocols and the W3C for Web Standards. ICANN helps manage domain names. Your government may regulate parts, and companies control their own networks. But no single boss controls the whole internet. Let's talk about speed and quality. Two things matter: bandwidth and latency. Bandwidth is how much data can move per second, like how wide the road is. Latency is the delay, how long it takes for one small packet to go there and back, like the time for a quick message to travel. A fast connection has high bandwidth and low latency. Fiber connections usually have both. Satellite has good bandwidth but higher latency because signals travel up and down a long distance. When a call feels laggy, latency is usually the reason. What about the cloud? Cloud services store your files and run your apps on powerful servers and data centers. When you stream a movie, it plays from a server close to you through something called a Content Delivery Network, CDN, which keeps copies in many places to reduce delay. When you back up photos or collaborate on a document, you are using the cloud computers you don't see, kept safe and cool by teams who run them 24/7. So why should you care how this works? Because when you understand the basics, you can use the internet better. You can solve simple problems, protect yourself, and get more from this amazing tool. For example, if a website won't load, you can check if your Wi-Fi is connected. Try another site to see if it's only one page, or restart your router. If a page says not secure, you can look for the lock icon and HTTPS before sending personal data. If a link looks strange, you can pause and verify before you click. Safety is essential. The internet is powerful, but it also has risks. Protect your accounts with strong, unique passwords. A password manager can create and remember them for you. Turn on two-factor authentication, so even if someone gets your password, they still can't enter without a code on your phone. Keep your devices updated. Updates fix security holes. Be careful with links and attachments in email or messages. If a message tries to rush you or scare you, your account will be closed. Click now. Stop and check through the official app or website. Share less public information than you think you should. Your digital footprint, the posts, photos, and comments you leave, can travel fast and live long. Use the internet to grow, not just to scroll. Learn with free and paid courses, watch talks, read articles, join communities in your field, and build a small digital portfolio that shows your work. Practice your English by listening to podcasts, watching videos with subtitles, and writing comments in good places. Use AI tools to brainstorm ideas, summarize long texts, or draft emails, but always check and edit with your own brain. Technology is a tool. Your judgment is the driver. Balance matters too. The internet can steal your attention if you let it. Protect your first hour in the morning. Drink water, look at daylight, move your body for 1 minute, and give your most important task a 20 to 45-minute focus block before you open social media. During the day, turn off non-essential notifications and check messages in a few short windows. In the evening, dim screens and lights for better sleep. Your brain is your most valuable device. Take care of it. Let me give you a simple story. Ritu felt the internet was a noisy place. She changed 3 small habits. She moved social apps off her phone's first screen and turned off most notifications. She started a morning focus block where she used the internet only as a tool to create writing, learning, and building a small portfolio. She also set up a password manager and 2-factor authentication on her main accounts. In 2 weeks, she felt calmer. In 2 months, she had a new habit of learning and a small website that showed her work. The internet didn't change. Her approach did. Here are a few everyday questions people ask. Is Wi-Fi the internet? No. Wi-Fi is just one way your device connects to your router without a cable. The internet is the huge network beyond your home. Is 5G the internet? No. 5G is a mobile network technology like a fast road to the internet. Is the internet in space? Some parts use satellites, but most of it lives in cables under the sea and on land. Can the internet break? Parts can fail, but because it's a network of networks, traffic usually finds another path. That's the beauty of its design. What will the future bring? More devices will be connected. The Internet of Things IoT, like smart lights, sensors, watches, and cars. Faster mobile networks, 5G and beyond. More IPv6 addresses so everyone and everything can have a unique number. More edge computing so services run closer to you. And smarter tools powered by AI. This can make life easier and work more flexible. But it also needs more responsibility from all of us, better security, better habits, and better thinking. Let's do a few tiny actions together so this knowledge becomes useful. After this video, look at your browser's address bar. Notice HTTPS and the lock icon when a site is secure. Visit your email settings and turn on two-factor authentication. Install updates on your phone and laptop tonight. Do a quick speed test to understand your connection. Create a folder on your desktop called Web Learning and save one good article or tutorial you want to read this week. These small moves make you a smarter internet driver immediately. Remember, the internet is not just a place to pass time. It is the greatest library, the busiest marketplace, the largest classroom, the biggest stage, and the fastest post office, all connected by tiny packets moving through cables and air. When you learn how it works and how to use it, your world becomes bigger. You can learn faster, work smarter, protect your data, and share your voice with the people who need it. Right now, I want you to take one simple step. Open the settings of your main email and switch on two-factor authentication. Then write one line on paper. Tomorrow morning, 20 minutes to create before I consume. Put that paper near your computer. When the morning comes, begin. Use the internet as your tool. Let it carry your ideas farther than your feet can go. Thank you for spending your time with me at Mr. English Talks. If this video helped you understand the internet in a simple way, share it with a friend who is curious too. Keep learning, keep creating, and keep your online life safe and smart. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.